One-foot-flipper.
So I wonder if everybody can actually hear me here, because I'm here at the McDonald's waiting at curbside pickup. It looks like they're going pretty slow because the people next to me had to walk in and get theirs themselves. So figured I'd talk a little bit about what's going on. My last video, apparently Rockstar Flipper and Hilo's World are getting into it. Rockstar Flipper is making claims that Hilo's World has flipped out on him, and Hilo's World is simply saying that he asked a few questions and got banned. Lots of stuff in the comments, lots of people repeating that Rockstar Flipper's done the same things to him, and comments that have since disappeared with Rockstar Flipper making various claims against Hilo's World. Once again, I only know Chris Hilo's World, and I've never met the man in person, and I know nothing about Rockstar Flipper, just kind of repeating what's going on. And the one thing I realized, and in that same video, I also mentioned Harry Tornado as the top of the possible heap of reselling currently, and people were quick to point out other people who have more subs than Harry Tornado does. However, they're kind of like the same reason why I'd never heard of Rockstar Flipper. He has 127,000 subscribers, but he doesn't have that level of viewers. It's because it's a very old account. You know, his current, like Rockstar Flipper's current videos are getting the same amount of views as I do with my 5,000 subs. And somebody else came up with a Paul something or other, I'll pop his full name up, who had over 500,000 subs in the space, and put him as being bigger than Harry Tornado. But Harry Tornado's putting out 2 views for every video that Paul puts out, and is getting 3 times the views on each video. So in reality, Harry Tornado is 3 times as big as Paul. Not to down Paul, I've never seen his videos. Just when a channel's around a long time and it's had some big viral hits in the past, they gain a lot of zombie subscribers. You know, people who never watch the channel, or people who have never watched the channel, people who watched the channel once and stopped, people who just stopped entirely, people have moved on to an entirely different YouTube login, but that other one still is out there counting as a subscriber. And your eBay store can also end up the same way. You can end up with a zombie eBay store full of old items that have been there for years. No one looks at, no one's watching those items, no one's certainly buying those items. They're just there. It can make the store look really big, but what it's not going to do, just like those zombie subscribers on YouTube, those zombie items in your eBay store aren't going to put any money in your pocket at all. They're just going to sit there and take up space and maybe look impressive to somebody who doesn't do that deep of a dive. But once they do, not that they're going to, they might see that, you got nothing but $3 Beanie Babies. Speaking of, I need to probably take every Beanie Baby out of my store and put them all into one lot and try to get rid of the rest of them that way. Yeah, this McDonald's not doing good. The second car is now also making their way inside the restaurant because they haven't brought out the curbside yet. That's always the worst for me, wondering if they're going to bring the curbside out, because my leg only barely went on. When I got it on, it was wanting to escape. But since I was only walking out to the Jeep and then back into the house, I wasn't trying to put it back on again, because my leg is it uses this multi-level suction seal job that tries to hold it on with vacuum pressure. But if it doesn't seat right, then it doesn't work right. And my weight's changed a little bit since the whole thing was made, so it doesn't want to fit right ever. It wants to come off. But that's another story. That's my problem. If I get a new mold made for my leg, I'm going to go back to just having the Velcro strap hold the thing on. That was so much easier to take on and off. I could be standing and walking in seconds instead of futzing with it for 15 minutes. All right, well, maybe my food will come here sometime soon. We'll see. All right, we're back in the basement. A lot of people have been asking to see closer up of my photo station and how I photograph smaller items. Now, my photo station is very cheap and very useful. Basically, got myself, my desk here is white, then hung white paper into this corner to create a nice white background area. I have a Lazy Susan that I painted white, and I have a mounted document camera right there pointing at it. And see, that means I can take my pictures right on the screen there. So what I'm able to do is I can rotate my item here and just tap that space bar on my computer to take pictures of the item at every angle. Then I can also switch right over here and take a video of it. Take a simple video of the item rotating in a circle so people can see it from every angle. Oh, normally I do not have it on autofocus. Normally I set the focus once I set the camera up. Okay, now the camera I'm using is an IPEVO Ziggy HD Plus document camera, but there are many different ones you can use. In this video, I'm using the IPEVO visualizer software, but these cameras also simply work with the built-in Windows camera app. I just like the visualizer software a little bit better because it's got a few more options. And with a setup like this, you don't have to have separate photo sessions. You can take your pictures while you're doing your listings. If you wanted to level this up, you could put the Lazy Susan on a motor, and that could level this up to the next level. Maybe I'll do that. Why don't somebody send me a motor for it, and we'll see how that'll work out. Okay, I've cleared off enough of my bar to at least get behind part of it to show the sales, because this is where I like to show them. I've also gotten more back into the groove of doing listings the way I prefer to. I've actually even mixed it up a little bit now. Now what I do every day is first I go and I look at all the items that are naturally going to roll over that day in my eBay listings, the things in red with less than 24 hours to go. And I go ahead and I end all of those unless it's a quantity listing that already has sales. If it's a quantity listing that already has sales, I just let it go pretty much forever. I end all of those. Then I go to my ended listings and I sell similar at a 3% discount. Then I save those to drafts. So I'm not even dumping them directly back onto the website. I'm saving them to drafts. And as I do all my listings every day, I also save all those to drafts. And then every morning, I launch my 5% most expensive items in draft, my 5% cheapest items in draft, and my 5% oldest items in draft. That keeps a very steady flow of both new and reduced price merchandise that had already been on eBay flowing into eBay on a daily basis. Even if I don't list anything, I've still got new stuff flowing in every single day. And I think those letting those items that were, that have already been on eBay, letting them sit in the drafts for a little while before relaunching them, maybe that increases the chance that eBay is going to actually see that as a new listing. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I haven't been doing it long enough. All right, I've got $497 worth of orders going out of here. That's roughly about 30 hours worth of orders because I filmed my last video 24 hours ago and it only had about 3 things that are going to be in this video. Sold this Lightning Hopkins double LP, $12.82. I am not familiar with that artist. $6.59 Sledding Snowman personalized Christmas ornament. It says Brooklyn on it, so I bet somebody will be giving this to Brooklyn for Christmas. Probably the girl, not the city. I have just about every name in the world, so if you want to support the store and you don't want to buy a Death Pile Monster, if you want something cuter, I have all kinds of snowman ornaments with names on them. So get those if you don't want a Death Pile Monster. He's in pieces, but this is a Warhammer Imperial Guard Sentinel. And he sold for $19.99, and he sold in only a couple of days. It is promoted listings, though, so I'll be giving eBay about 3% on that one. I've determined that Warhammer stuff is a category that people do just browse occasionally, so I do light promoted listings there. I sold this. This is for the Warhammer card game, Age of Sigmar. It's a playmat with an orc on it. It sold for $10.79. At this point, every playmat I have has been in one of my store or another for at least 3 years. Because I got playmats in my very first buyout. Elton John, Honky Chateau, $3.48. At least it's an easy list, easy ship. Vintage chic corded shaver from 1968. I've had some crazy questions about this. People ask does it charge up and everything else, but somebody finally bought it, $26.18. Hopefully they're not a crazy person. Hopefully they don't expect it to charge up, because it's not going to. I'm sure rechargeable batteries existed in 1965, but I don't think they were really into the shaver market at that point. People just plugged things in back then. I'll put these up on the screen because they're all nicely wrapped up, but a pair of 5 Warhammer Necron Immortal metal figures, $110, and they sold in about a week. It's the second lot of those. I had multiple lots of those up at that price point. It's the second one to sell. This is from the Warhammer tanks I found the other day. This is called a Land Raider Redeemer, assembled but basically unpainted. This sold for $100 US. A lot of Warhammer stuff because I've been listing a lot of Warhammer stuff lately. 4 Warp Spiders, nicely painted, sold for $40.49. Okay, one customer bought 3 miniatures in one go. One of them I'm hoping is on my desk upstairs. I'll put a picture up here. It's mounted Elven Paladin / Knight. Under custom label, it just says Ian, because Ian's who I got it from, which means I think it's still hopefully sitting on my desk somewhere. Future page here. Found him. He was still on my desk. Beautiful paint job on this guy. They also bought this Triton miniature. Triton's a little, a merman. And this cool Triceratops mounted Knight Rider. And they paid a total of $64.35 for these. The Triton is a rare and expensive figure, while the other two just have incredible paint jobs on them. That's why that's so much money. Most miniatures are not worth $20 each, especially for smaller ones like that. Oh, hey, one more sale here before I wrap up. It's a craft gourd. $11.99, and that's the real gourd. Hey, I think this is about the end. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for all the support you've shown me and Chris at Helo's World. Hey, if you see anybody out there in the street with any gourds, why don't you tell them about the channel? I think they might need to know about it. Hope to see you again soon.